Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. We're here tonight in Burlington, Washington, and I'm going to be presenting persuasive speech to you about why you should change your diet to eat more healthy. So, my name is Devin Dickinson. For all of you who do not know, currently a student at Skagit Valley College, and I want to speak to everybody, like I said, about changing your diet to include a more healthy variety of everything that you might want to eat. So this speech came about kind of topic, something I thought about for a long time. So my sophomore year of high school, I was actually 250 pounds, clinically obese, pretty big guy. With the job that I have now, you gotta be fit for it, and you gotta be fit for the people that you work with. So one of the steps I took to change that was improving my lifestyle in the form of exercise and eating healthy. So today we're gonna focus on eating healthy, and maybe I might present some points to you as to why you want to change your diet and eat healthy. So, by no fault of your own, we're all students right now. That's why we're in this class. We're all typically broke. I know for myself, I don't make a whole lot of money, so it's hard to go shopping and buy everything that we need to eat that is going to make us successful in achieving all the nutrients that we need, the protein, the right amount of carbs, the right amount of fat. So we're going to look at those micronutrients and as far as other nutrients. So we're talking about iron, magnesium, zinc, all that good stuff. Moving on here, a couple things I want to talk about is, like I said, we're too broke to go out and buy that stuff that we need. We're also too broke to hire a nutrition specialist, so that puts the responsibility on us. I know some of us are living at home with our folks, the rest of us are living on our own, so we're in charge of our own shopping. So one of the things I recommend to you is pulling out your notebook, going on the internet, or finding a good book on the topic of nutrition and doing some research for yourself, finding out about your body type, what your doctor says you should do. Make sure you listen to your doctor. They know a lot more than the rest of us. So, I'm pull up some information for you here from the CDC and various other sources who are experts on the topic of nutrition and its health benefits, or on the other side of things, malnutrition and the detriments that may be causing to your body. So the CDC did a report in 2012 that shows the U.S. population has good levels of some essential vitamins. So there's 14 essential vitamins. Those are the things that we need on a daily basis to maintain longevity and prevent things like cancer, sleep deprivation, all that good stuff. This study shows us that 75% of people say they eat healthy, but yet 80% of Americans fail to do so. So I'm here to tell you why and how you can manage a better diet than the one most of us have at the moment. First, I'm going to convince you of the damage that you may be doing to your body by not eating healthy. So that study is just a good example that 8 out of the 10 of us are not doing it right. So we're going to talk about that. Next, you can expect me to share some tips and tricks that I've learned over the past that has helped me to achieve more healthy diet and more balanced diet overall. Lastly, the audience will be strongly advised, you guys, will be strongly advised to make a change in your lifestyle on behalf of the compelling information I'm about to present to you and the solutions that you may encounter in light of this. First off, an unhealthy diet is not just detrimental to the numbers you see on the scale, but an imbalance or lack of daily nutrients consumed repeatedly causes mental decline. So mental health, physical health, they're all kind of intertwined there. According to SF Gates' article, Statistics on How Many People Get Their Daily Vitamins, published in 2010, only 5% of Americans actually follow the guidelines for proper intake of their daily vitamins, despite the 50% that take some supplemental vitamins. So 50% of all Americans take some supplemental vitamin, whether it be your Flintstone gummies at the beginning of the day or the Costco multivitamin pack, which I personally use myself. I think they're good as long as you follow the nutrition label on the back, and it's a great thing to add to your daily intake. but these vitamins only cover up to 9 out of the 14 required vitamins that our bodies need. So taking a daily vitamin is a good start. That's what I do, but it is not necessarily a cure-all. So we have to go outside and beyond those supplements, which I have a few here with me. We're going to talk about this stuff later on. We got different types of protein, different types of produce and stuff that we're going to be looking at. Other dangers that come with an unhealthy diet is a health condition most are familiar with named obesity. So when you guys think of obesity, you're typically thinking maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe you step on that BMI scale at the doctor's office and you're diagnosed as obese. So in a personal interview I had with my personal care physician, Dr. Botchler, in 2018, obesity is diagnosed when a person's BMI, which is your body mass index, is over 30 or greater, and has many health downfalls, including joint and back pain. So as young adults, maybe some of us are experiencing back pain, which is not natural at this age. We should be thriving. Even older adults up into your 40s and 50s, it's not super natural for us to be experiencing back pain or joint pain. Fatigue and interruptions in somebody's sleeping patterns. So if you have a higher BMI scale, you know you got a little bit wider neck. Maybe some of you guys are on a CPAP at home, might be related or unrelated to your BMI, but chances are the higher your BMI, the higher your chances of ending up on a CPAP are. Lastly, and perhaps most seriously, obesity has been linked strongly to colon cancer. So if we're not ingesting the proper foods every day, some of us are clinically predisposed to these types of illnesses, whether it be from genetics or just that lifestyle. So lifestyle is something we can change. Genetics is only something we can optimize. We can't necessarily change it. So we're going to do our best to work on that. According to the National Cancer Institute, someone who has a poor diet is 2 to 4 times more likely to obtain colon cancer. So that's what we were talking about there a little bit earlier. Those are some concerning facts. I think you all might agree with me on that one. But how can we avoid these ailments? Let's talk about that. I just happened to have some dietary guidelines for you. Earlier I mentioned those supplements, and now we're going to dive into that. You're probably thinking, hey, who am I to tell you what to eat, what not to eat? I'm just speaking from personal experience, so take it with a grain of salt. Your body type is most likely different than mine, and different stuff might work for you, but in general, we can follow a simple guideline of avoiding sugary drinks and sodas. So I enjoy a good carbonated drink every once in a while. Another side topic is they're also bad for your teeth, so try to chase that down with water. But local company here, Talking Rain, when I'm craving a delightful carbonated beverage, that's what I opt for. Only after I drink my recommended amount of water. So in the study done in 2015, the CDC recommends 4 to 6 cups of water. This is a liter jug, which at one point I'm guilty of drinking that sugary drink we were talking about earlier, Minute Maid, but it's a liter jug. I drink about 2 of these a day just because of my body size. I tend to drink a lot more water and a lot more active than the average person. Since I know most of us here like our technology, one app that has helped me, and I think it may help all of you, is we need to start recording our daily intake. That'll make us more aware and cognizant of what we're putting into our bodies. So for instance, one app that I like to use is called MyFitnessPal. It allows you to track what you're eating. So in the morning, you eat 2 bananas and some eggs. You plug that in there, and it puts out all your macronutrients, how much more carbs you have to consume that day, and you set a goal, and whether it's a weight goal or a physique goal, anything like that, it's going to help you achieve that. So highly recommend it. It's free unless you get the premium version, then you have to pay for that. Going back to another source here, SA Health, Simple fix would be staying away from those sugary drinks. So we talked about that a little bit earlier. 4 to 6 glasses is good for the average American. 6 glasses of water would probably be optimal for most people. Drinking more water leads to multiple benefits. It leads to increased sleep. You might be having some better sleep. It increases, so some of us are 21, maybe have a beer here and there or other adult beverage. It helps release those toxins from the body, not only from alcohol, but other foods that you might be eating, such as processed foods. It's going to help you relieve your body of those and help your colon and your pancreas process that stuff and get it out of you. So urinating is a natural way of the body of cleansing itself. So when we were in school prior to this whole COVID deal, go to the food court, most of those foods are prepared with processed foods. So, you buy in bulk, and when you buy in bulk, things tend to go bad. So in order to get more bang for your buck, they tend to buy stuff with lots of preservatives in it so it lasts longer, right? So when you go to the cafeteria and eat, you might not be getting the most nutritious meal. So I recommend packing a lunch. One thing I do to help myself pack a lunch every day, I want to make sure I have all my macronutrients down, which macronutrients are those proteins, those fats, and your carbs. Make sure that so do some research, find out how much you should be consuming of each of those categories, and prep a meal in accordance with those. So every Sunday I like to sit down, cook up a whole bunch of food, or even the night before, wherever I make for dinner, make a little bit extra so I have it for the next day. So at this point in time, I've covered the health risk, some benefits and tips that you might want to try out, and hopefully you will be opting to try to make some better nutritional decisions. Lastly, I'm going to try my best to convince you to follow these guidelines I've given you, and I encourage you to go out and do more research on your own, as I've said multiple times now. Now that you know the dangers of continuously poor diet and some simple ways to fight back against obesity and other diet-induced illnesses, but if I am being honest, what tips and tricks I have shared is not enough to save you from those hazards. So like I said, you gotta be proactive about it. You gotta go to the gym, you gotta go out for a run, you gotta walk, you gotta stand up, drink your water, all that good stuff. The stuff our parents and doctors have been telling us since we were 3, 4, 5 years old, growing into young adults there. Wash behind your ears, etc., right? Your parents know what they're talking about. If you're interested in researching more of this, the CDC is a great guideline to looking up stuff about the general population, seeing the facts and statistics. Not all of them I've covered today, but if you're interested in going out there and seeing how you match up to your fellow American, maybe it'd be a good place to do so. In conclusion, I've shared my personal feelings. We go to the cafeteria, and you might be getting as much nutritional value as your dad's Skechers shape-up sneaker, right? That's an exaggeration, but it's not super great, right? There's lots of sodium, lots of preservatives, things that are going to clog up your digestive tract, not allow your body, your intestines to absorb those good nutrients that you are eating the rest of the time. So pack a lunch, right? Track your daily intake. Some of the things that we might face if we are not doing that and we do become obese or we constantly eat a poor diet is increased risk of colon cancer, increased risk of obesity, and increased risk of a sedentary life can affect someone's sleep habits. We all need our sleep and mental health. So those are all some important things that we want to watch out for and take care of. Hopefully by now you understand the importance of a healthy lifestyle. Those first steps that you might want to take and the directions you might want to search in to combat the ailment that most Americans are facing. 35% of Americans are obese, so not most, but a pretty good chunk of people. So 1 out of every 3 roughly may be obese. And I shared some of my personal feelings on the matter. So I'm hoping that I have inspired or intrigued you by providing some information to all of you to go out there, pursue a better diet, and change your life for the better. So this is Devin Dickinson. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you all enjoyed this speech. I know it's a little bit long, but thank you for bearing with me. You all have a great evening, and I'll see you later.